Welcome to another episode of azizdrives, and today I'm driving a hatchback, the Audi S3 from 2024, which by the way pisses me off terribly. But before we go into that, let's have a look at it. Now let's have a look around the Audi S3. As you can see, it is a quite nice looking car, right? It's not a bad looking car. It has all the proportions that a nice hatchback should have. Beautiful lines, beautiful cutting edges, that quattro blister going all around the car, right? Just making it a very nice and beautiful presence to look at, right? It's a nice looking little hatchback. Quad exhaust pipes, here not the Akrapovic, but still it looks pretty nice and solid. Now, the problem with this car is a very simple one. The price. Who on earth thought you should actually take 65,000 Swiss francs as the initial starting price for an Audi S3 hatchback? And the worst thing is, the car as equipped here is over 70, and I configured it online and I saw that the maximum price you could get with all the equipment, with the nice exhaust and so on, would be 75,000 Swiss francs. To put that into perspective, it's like 80,000 euros or $85,000, man. Now I will say that you're getting quite a nice car for that money, right? You have the new Matrix LED lights, you have the new L-shaped grille there in the front. That looks pretty nice and so on, but does this really give you a reason to ask 80,000 for a hatchback? I mean, come on, it's not made out of diamonds. We have beautiful 19-inch wheels. Of course, it has great brakes. Of course, it has torque vectoring, which you're going to see in the drive. But still, my God, man, my God, this is really expensive. Let's have a look at the engine. The engine is very known and widely used. The Golf R has it, the Audi S3 has it. It's an inline 4-cylinder engine, 2-liter, producing 333 horsepower and 420 Newton meters of torque. It's a very solid engine, don't get me wrong. It's very solid, it has a lot of tuning potential. There's not a lot of stuff that is going to break. And obviously, it will accelerate the car from 0 to 100 in 4.7 seconds. Now, Audi claims that the car is going to use 8.4 liter with the hatchback variant. Interesting fact is that Audi claims that the Sportback is actually using less fuel than this one, probably because of the shape and the aerodynamics, but it is a nice looking car. Let's have a look at the inside. Obviously an Audi interior is a nice place to be in. It feels very right, it feels very solid here with the beautiful S-line seats with the red stitchings, leather. On the side we have some Alcantara, we have those red stitchings, which is, by the way, plastic. Then we have some L shapes resembling the outside, obviously some ambiental light, which is very nice in the night. Also this Alcantara on the dashboard, very nicely placed MMI. The buttons feel solid, everything feels very solid. You have USB-C charging ports here, 1 and 2. Also the wireless charging port, the buttons, a nice, beautiful looking gear lever. It is a nice place to be in. The air vents are very nicely placed. You feel very driver oriented, kind of like in a Superjet, to be honest, with all the shapes. Very beautiful. Steering wheel wise, you can choose 2 steering wheels. This is the standard one. There would be one with a cutoff down there that looks a little bit more fancy, but that's it. I mean, high resolution displays, you can do everything. You can change whatever you want. For example, the navigation while driving, change the view. You can also have some sporty vibes, right? You can just change to round statistics if you're going on the track. That is nice, you know, they really have a lot to offer. Also a head-up display, this is all nice. Let's open the boot for once and have a look at the practical side of this Audi S3. Now the boot capacity is 325 liters. If you put the seats down, you get over 1,000 liters of volume to put into that boot. I mean, it is a practical car, but still, for the love of God, man, I can't comprehend why this car costs that much. I mean, it does look nice, don't get me wrong. Beautiful shapes, beautiful exhaust pipes. You know, it's a nice looking car. That blue color matches it very nicely. I mean, but 66,000. If we take it for a ride and see how it drives, this will give us all the answers, right? So let's just go right into it and take it for a spin. Let's start this thing up, shall we? Open the windows, let's hear it rumble a little bit. Put it into dynamic mode for that. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing in all honesty. Let's just take it for a drive directly into dynamic mode. Well, the pull is not bad at all. The pull is not bad at all. The 4.7 seconds to 100 is obviously a pretty good number, even looking at the competition. 4.7, it's right there, right? 4.5, 4.2, that's just the way they go. 333 horsepower, you can't be much faster than that. Let's put it into comfort mode, right? You have a couple of driving modes: efficiency, comfort, auto, and dynamic. I shall drive it in comfort mode. Now, the nice thing about the Audi is you always know what you get. As I told you, everything feels in the right place. The car feels pretty comfortable. You know, the suspension is a little bit more firm. I have been driving it for a couple of days, so I can tell you it is a little bit more firm, right? It doesn't feel like an A5, an A6. You don't have a very mighty feeling. It's a car to get from A to B, but if you're interested in driving pretty fast, you can do so, which we're gonna do a little later. Now, negative thing is, again, the price. Just when I think about what I could get for 80,000, man, as this car is equipped, it's insane. I could get me a Bentley Continental for that, obviously a used one. And when we then look at the Audi RS3, I mean, it costs 120,000. We're going to drive that car a little later in the timeline, but still, this is a lot of money to ask for such a hatchback, man. I miss the buttons they have here, right? On the RS, they give you an RS button where you can change the driving dynamics. Here you don't have one, so I would love for them to put it in there. And also, the steering wheel looks really old, man. It really does look old. But other than that, it feels pretty nice. I think we should go on the Autobahn and see how that feels. We are on the Autobahn, and it is a little bit meh, in my opinion. Why do I say that? I think the competitors are a little bit better in terms of being isolated from the Autobahn, right? I feel like I can hear everything going on the road. I hear even cars passing, right? And I'm driving 115. Where it takes a good point though is the lane assistant and assistancies in general. I mean, this is very good. It keeps the lane, it really drives well, and it helps you driving around also a very tricky Autobahn like this is. I mean, look at that. This Autobahn has really a lot of corners, but if we just start to overtake, for example, here, it really will keep the lane. It helps me with turning, right? I don't do anything, it's doing it itself. So it has some sort of automated drive in it, right? It's not really automated drive because it's just a lane assistant, but that works pretty fine. Also, Audi Presense is very nice because it will tell me if the car starts emergency braking in front of us, it will brake like hell. So that is good. It keeps the distance pretty nicely. If you overtake, you don't have to apply the throttle, it does it itself. That is very nice. I will say I like how that goes. To look at the fuel economy of the Audi S3, it's actually not that bad. They say 8.4 liters. I'm driving at 7.2 currently, and I haven't been even trying. This is just me driving around town for 67 kilometers over 1 hour, so I'm averaging at around 52 kph. Pretty solid fuel economy. Now, Audi claims on their website that this is an incredible sound system that will give you an incredible surround sound experience, and you will feel wonderful listening to it. And to be honest, not really sure that's true. You know, I don't want to get a copyright claim, but I can tell you one thing, it's not as good as in the RS4. I'll be plain and honest to you. This doesn't feel as sharp, the sound doesn't feel as nice, and the surround system, including a subwoofer, is not really that big of a deal. I'll be completely honest. But anyway, I think we should really see of what a hatchback is actually capable of doing and what the hatchback is actually made for, because this one is the performance model. As I told you, we have torque vectoring in the back. So let's go to a mountain road and let's really push the shit out of this car. If you forget about the price, if you forget about all of that stress and just put it into dynamic plus mode and then into manual, this thing starts to become something very interesting, and I will show you what I mean. Now the sound, you can hear it, it's a little bit projected into the cabinet, but the performance of this thing is absolutely insane. I mean, even when I drove the prototype in Oman, I was thinking, my God, look at that, look at that. It throws the rear route. Look at that. Torque vectoring works phenomenal. Turn in, very hard. Just on the throttle, I'm fully on the throttle. Oversteer, beautiful. Third gear, come on, man. This is really some good stuff, I'm telling you. It's really some good stuff. Look at that. Full on the throttle, it just holds. It holds the line, it goes very nicely around corners. In terms of that, I have to tell you, the Audi S3 is really one of the best to do it. It's so fast, it's so nice to drive. It holds proper around corners, man. And this doesn't have the track tires. Look at that. Beautiful acceleration, not too fast, just right what a hatchback should be. A little bit of oversteer, you know, it gives you that dancing, right? You start to feel like you're dancing a little bit with it, and that's what I like about the S3. I'm telling you, that's really nice. It's good to experience, especially you always feel safe. Now, just a quick pull, for example. If I do a quick pull right here, it's nice. It's nice. The sound that they project into the cabinet is also not bad. It reminds me a little bit about the RS3. Obviously, the RS3 is a completely different topic because it's so fast. But hey, look at that. You know, you can really dance with it. It's a good dancing partner. It really is. Just a little bit. And then, wow! The throttle response is also very nice. It's a proper sports car. It really is a proper hatchback with a lot of power and everything that a hatchback should do. It's just that the price is absolutely ridiculous and insane. But other than that, I mean, in terms of hatchback drivability, this is really nice. It really is. Now maybe we can do a little lounge here. Not the best way to do a lounge, but hey, we're testing cars, right? Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle. Pow! This hooked up very good, man. My God, this was very nice. 4.7 seconds to 100. It is a good car to drive. What's my verdict on this Audi S3 experience of today? Now, the positive is the car drives pretty well. It is a well-balanced car. It can do it all. It's sort of practical. It's very fast. It doesn't use that much of fuel. It's actually very quick. You know, it's a quick car, 4.7 seconds to 100, and you can top it out at 250 kph. The tuning potential is pretty nice. You can easily drive those cars at 450 horsepower if you tune it correctly. Besides it being a little bit noisy on the road, the main drawback of this car is the asking price. I mean, for the love of God, I can't comprehend what has inflation done to us, man. 66,000 initial price in Swiss francs for this thing is absolutely mind-blowing. That's so much money. And if you really equip it well, you're at 65,000 to 70,000. I mean, in Switzerland, you pay 75 for the best equipment. And to be honest, hey, I would never buy it for that price. Never in a million years. It drives well, it drives wonderful, it looks great. But hey, I just imported an M5, right? LCI. For 70,000. So yeah, with that said, that's my verdict on the car. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. God bless you and see you on the next one, friends. Goodbye.